Have fun, man.
I was gonna, yeah.
What you gonna say?
Fun. Have fun.
What were you gonna say? How were you gonna say
it? It went to like a dirty place. So, but you caught it in time to where it didn't come out dirty. See?
Don't say dirty, then touch me. Because this room will go to another direction. You understand? Hey, family, what's going on? It's Pastor Email. Welcome to another episode of the podcast room. Thank you so much for those of you who have been tuning in, liking, commenting, sharing, interacting in any way with our new conversation space. Thank you so much. Need you to do me a favor, make a commitment, make a promise that you're going to share out this podcast, hit that copy and put it in the text message, put it on your Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Just share it out, comment, like, all that great stuff. Don't forget to hit that bell so that every time we drop a new podcast, you are notified. I think you're going to love this podcast. We have both been in this podcast in our separate spaces, but never together. So this is going to be, y'all ready for this? This is going to be very, very interesting. We are in the month of February. In fact, when you're watching this, it is Valentine's Day. Don't be sad. It's a day of love. It's a day of peace. So we are going to have a conversation about relationship, love, marriage, and all that stuff in between. My guest for today is my best friend, my baby mama.
What else?
My baby mama.
What else?
My partner, my strength. She is so much to me. My wife, Melissa Washington, is in the podcast room.
Hello.
Please.
And you're welcome.
How do you feel? You feel good being in? You're getting more comfortable with this space, I think, with being in front of cameras and stuff, in my opinion.
Well, I had a podcast, a low-level podcast for a couple of years. So, I'm no stranger to the podcasting community.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Feel me?
Absolutely. I hear you. It was a good podcast. Those of you who
that's hate.
All right, so we're going to start with some questions about our relationship. So how it's going to work is Malik is going to read a question. We're going to write down our spouse's response, and then we're going to show you and see how well do we know.
I would like to preface this by saying I do not know these trivial things about email, but here we go.
But you know the big things about me, but these trivial things is very true. So we'll see. Melissa and I have been together for
21 years.
This will be 21 years of us being together. This will be 12 years of marriage.
Yeah.
4 kids later. So we've been together 21 years. I'm 36. That means that I have been with you. It means that I have been with you for more than half of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's big.
It's major.
That's major. All right, Malik, start the question. This girl is so silly. Start the first question, please.
All right, question number 1. What is your spouse's favorite color?
This is easy. Okay. So, yeah.
Pardon my handwriting. I don't write this bad.
All right, ready? 1.
No, so tell me. I'll say my favorite color. Right? I really don't think I have a favorite color.
Come on. Zoom in.
Let me see.
Let's go.
Yeah, I love all colors. I love color. I'm a neutral. I think I'm a more neutral guy though.
Yeah.
But I also like bright colors. Really the problem is anything goes with my skin. I mean anything. So that's
yeah.
All right, so what's your favorite color?
Purple.
Yeah, please. Please. And then Eva, our oldest twin, she swears like me and mommy's favorite color is purple. So I'm reminded every day of favorite colors in my house. So that was an easy one. That was light. Let's go to the next one.
All right, ready? What is your spouse's dream place to live?
Oh, come on.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh, okay. I don't
know that one.
Okay. Give me a second. Or I got an or. Okay, go. What's your favorite? What's your dream place to live? God, please let me get this right.
I don't think I have one in particular. I don't enjoy the South. I don't.
I think maybe let's not say that.
I mean, come on, succeed already. I wouldn't go out west. I don't have.
Okay. So I got this wrong. My answer was anywhere but New York.
Yeah, that's valid.
Well, didn't you say that? Or
valid.
we went to, I don't know if you remember a couple of years ago, we went to New Orleans.
New Orleans.
And you fell in love with New Orleans. I don't know if we could,
I wouldn't be
live
a resident
there or retire there, but she fell in love with New Orleans. That's one of her favorite cities. But we talk a lot about not always being in New York.
Yeah.
So
he's right about that.
Yeah. So why did you even say that?
My bad.
All right, I think my dream place to live, retire, I'm gonna see how much you listen to me. It would be Hawaii. Let me see. Yeah, we went to Hawaii. What was that?
Hawaii was so magical. Oh
3 years ago, 2 years
2021.
ago. 2021. And it was the best vacation I've ever had in my life. I fell in love with just the magic of the ocean. I think the vacation was so good also because we didn't have our children with us.
Yeah.
But overall, that was the most magical. If you have never been to Hawaii, do yourself a favor.
Please.
Archbishop told me one time not to go to Hawaii because Hawaii is it's a love place. It's boring. I was like, what? But I absolutely enjoyed it. All right, go.
All right, what's your spouse's favorite movie genre?
Okay. Movie genre. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to write here, but I know how to.
Yeah, because he watches all except Black folk. It's Black History Month, and he don't mess with the cult classics. Y'all get at him for that. I would say.
I don't know how to spell. I don't know how to spell this, but
No. This is going to be.
All right, I'm ready. All right, so go. What would you say your favorite genre is?
Comedy.
Okay. It's fine. We love each other, and that's what matters.
Comedy. 1B would be drama.
Okay.
You didn't put horror, did you?
Nah, she's not a horror person. I know that. Sometimes if I put a horror movie on before we go to bed, she's like, hey, turn it off. I don't want that stuff in our room while we sleep. I'm like, what are you, 90?
Wow.
That's not how it works. Those spirits in the room.
Those spirits come right through the television. You keep playing.
So I'm dead wrong. I put boring teenage drama stuff. Like, she like Riverdale. Is that the name of it? No.
I've never watched
American something. With Tay Diggs.
Oh, yeah, the football one. What's the name of that? American Football or something like that?
Those are like her movies. If it's about a teenage something drama, she will sit and just with her mouth open and be like, also she likes movies like Troy, medieval stuff. I don't do none of that stuff. Those things disturb me so much. Sparta, 300.
Yeah.
That type of stuff is her bag. So I got that wrong too. All right, it's fine.
You're like 04, no? Or is that the color thing?
We're not keeping track.
Okay.
We're not keeping track. My favorite. What is so funny already? My favorite, I think, would be. I like thrillers. I think I am a big horror fan. Also, I think I am.
Not.
I am.
Who are your favorite actors and actresses?
If you
just 1 to 5.
If you put rom-com on that board, I will walk out of this podcast because I don't care what you heard about me. I don't watch no rom-com.
Name your 5 favorite actors and actresses.
Denzel, Viola.
That he is lying to y'all.
Who's my favorite? Who? What did she say? Any movie. That is
He
not
like
true.
Julia Roberts,
I do.
Meryl Streep, Philip Seymour Hoffman. You know, is Robin Williams.
Oh man, I do like those movies.
See,
I do like those movies. I love Julia Roberts. I love Tom Hanks, but I also love Viola. I love
You do, that's true.
Denzel. So yeah, it's more. What's more?
What's your spouse's favorite food?
no,
What?
nothing.
Okay, I'll just say
You
this.
told me this about a year ago, and I said I never would have guessed that. And for the life of me, I cannot remember your answer.
Okay, go. What would you say your favorite food is?
I don't have a favorite food. I'm an adult. I don't think that. I just eat across the spectrum.
Okay, spectrum is a good word to use when discussing your motives. I wrote anything I cook, and also tacos because you usually have on taco night about 7. We do Taco Thursdays. I'm just saying, you have a lot of tacos when we have tacos. Even one time, he was like, all those is yours?
Yeah, I eat 4 hard shell tacos and what?
Okay, that's
Thank
an
you.
interesting number. My favorite food, I love anything fried, especially fried shrimp. I love fried food. I love fried chicken. I love fried shrimp. I love French fries. I love anything fried.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I put pasta.
Pasta? I don't eat no pasta.
You like noodles. You'll eat noodles with just butter and some seasoning. So
This is not going the way I expected it to go, but it's fine. It's more? One more? All right, one more, y'all.
What's your spouse's favorite downtime thing to do?
Oh, that's easy.
hey, yo,
Ooh.
speaking of food.
I'm laughing because I know what you're probably gonna write for me, and I feel anger creeping up in my belly. What would you think? What's your favorite pastime thing?
Just watch TV.
Yeah, I would watch YouTube. She will go from sports podcast to sports podcast to sports podcast
Yep.
to just podcast. She loves watching YouTube. She can do it all day. She sets her phone up at work and just does hours.
Are you the feds?
I'm just saying.
Jeez.
My favorite pastime, I think sleep. Is it sleep?
Yep, I got sleep up there.
I mean,
Number one was kick it with my queen. That's me. And then the next one was sleep, and then watch movies.
Yeah, definitely.
You do a lot of watching of movies.
I
As
do.
much as I watch YouTube, you watch movies.
I do. I love movies. I love movies. I wish, man, I don't even want to go there. So that wasn't so bad. We're not keeping score. It was just something
You
like
were terrible.
I lost. All right. So we want to get into some discussion about marriage, our relationship. So we told you we've been together for over 20 years, been married for 12 years, 4 kids. We dated for a good 8 years. We were engaged for a year, 11 months, and then married altogether for 12. So we've been kicking it a long time. What do you think, first of all, would be something that people would be surprised to know about our marriage?
Something that people would be surprised to know about our marriage?
Yeah.
People think about other people's marriages?
100%. 100%.
Okay. I don't.
Oh, just our relationship. What do you think people would be like? Oh, that's interesting. I would have never assumed.
I think people would be surprised at the amount of years we've actually been together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what else.
I think I put. I was thinking how much we laugh. I think we. You make me laugh.
Yeah. See? Come on.
We laugh a lot
We do.
We laugh a lot, and I think that was one of the things that's been like the saving grace for our marriages. Like,
That would surprise people, though.
I think so, and I think people think of you especially as a very serious person. You don't think so?
I think they would think that about you.
No way. Y'all put that in the comments. Who do y'all think is more serious?
Tell us, Mel.
Which Mel W or Mel W? I don't even know. Which one do you think is more serious? I think people would think that about you. I've definitely heard that about you. Both, you think?
Yeah, I've heard that about you too.
So then people would be surprised. Like, I'm telling you, the amount of time we spend laughing, like gut busting laughter in our house. We laugh at our kids. We laugh at our children so bad.
We do.
Good God, we laugh at our children. They are the best, but they are also some special children. So we laugh at them. We do a lot of laughing, and I think for those who are watching, like relationship wise, do that, man. Find something that makes you both laugh. Try to make each other laugh. Spend time laughing.
Laughter is medicine.
Laughing is that Bible?
No.
Oh,
It
that's
could
an
be
old
Gen Z
Southern
Bible.
proverb. But we're not going into that. So really take that into account. We want y'all to understand, like, laugh together. Find something to be. I do not believe that marriage has to be miserable. So I definitely hope that you understand that, right?
Yeah.
So laugh. How would you describe our marriage? One sentence that describes our marriage.
I would describe our marriage as wholesome, peaceful, united. Yeah.
I would describe it as a union or a partnership between best friends. And I think that has really, really anchored me is that you haven't just been my wife, but you have been the only person that I could trust with anything and everything for the last 20 years. And I think that has made our relationship so much stronger. So I would say definitely a committed relationship with my best friend. I don't know. In so many different ways, I think I would admit that you've saved my life in so many different. For real, you really have. You've saved my life in so many different ways. What I'm most excited about with you, even after over 20 years, is that I still like you.
That is very important.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about because I don't think people get married because they love. What do you think about that?
It helps. You need love, but this is something like we've been doing these conversation things for Valentine's for a long time, and one of our first sit downs, I mentioned that liking your partner is very important because the Bible commands us to love everybody. So love is not just going to be a sustainable entity in your marriage. You're going to have to be able to go home and look that person in the face and know that you like them. You still like them.
Yeah.
And, especially if it's like children involved, because you'll always have love for the mother of your children or the father of your children. But it has to be more than love. You got to like your partner.
Yeah, I always settle on that too. Is like you love a favorite food. You love a nice pair of sneakers or a pair of jeans that fit you just right. But when it comes to partnership, you have got to be in likeness of them. And I one of the things I think really, really helps us is I really like Melissa. When she gets in the car, I pick her up every day. When she gets in the car, I can't wait to see her. I can't wait to hear about her day. I like her because when I'm sad, she grabs my hand and kisses the back of it, and I don't even have to say I'm sad. I like her because she knows when I'm happy without me saying I'm happy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm in this extreme likeness, likability. Is that all right? I just like you. I really I love you, but I like spending time with you. We sit on the couch for hours and just watch TV. We talk about everything from only thing we don't talk about is sports. I have not managed to care enough about that. I really haven't. I've tried. But we talk about sports, politics, Bible, our children.
Yeah.
We discuss everything. And I think that's helped us so much. So one of the things I think we could take from this, and there's people who are watching, any relationship that you are in, why do you like that person? Right? Sometimes you have people who are been married for so long, or what I'm noticing is people who haven't been married for that long are in a space where they forgot why they liked each other,
Yeah.
and it has damaged their marriage.
Mhm.
So here's my encouragement to you: is spend time figuring out, wait, why did I like you in the first place?
Mhm.
What did you do for me? What did I do for you? When's the last time your spouse or the person you're in a relationship with, whether it be a friend, right? Because sometimes we have these toxic friendships that are just like, it's not all about marriages. Some of you are in toxic friendships.
Yeah.
When's the last time this person you are
very
friends
true.
with has made you laugh or has been there for you? Do you remember why you're even in that connection
Mhm.
with that person? So take this to heart, right? Is develop, reconsider, be sure about why you like someone. What attracted you to that person in the first place?
Yeah.
And go back to find that. But that
Yeah.
takes work.
That takes work.
It takes a lot of work. So what kind of work does it take to make sure you like somebody, you think?
It takes work of the self, being aware of yourself and knowing what you want out of your partner, what do you like in your partner, some of the things you want to see out of your partner, out of your friend, being accountable, being respectful, setting boundaries, just things of that nature. I think it starts with oneself, though. Like I
So
think
people aren't doing enough oneself, work on themselves, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. And just being mindful, being mindful of other people's situations and circumstances, and people are dealing with things on their own, and it's not always about you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there are external circumstances that contribute to our everyday interactions, and just be considerate of that, and be aware of that, and not just project. You know
Projection
what I mean?
is a thing, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you take a moment, sometimes people are the way they're treating you, they're projecting something that went wrong in their life too.
Yeah.
But I think another part of it also is being honest.
Yeah.
We do this thing where we say, I'm mad with my spouse because they have an issue with. But truth of the matter is that spouse had that issue when you married them.
Yeah.
Why are you acting surprised that the person you married is the same person you married?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Although we are growing and we are different, the core of people is the same.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're surprised about things people already shared with us.
Yes.
So first of all, be honest and realize that you have made a decision
Right.
to be in this marriage with someone.
That person showed you who they were, and you still made the choice to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like you would hope that they would honor the change in you, right? The shift in
Right.
you got to honor the shift in them.
Right.
Hey, you may be slightly different from who I married, but you're still the same person I married.
Yeah.
And we gotta be mindful of that. So
Yeah.
that's being honest, I think, also. I don't think we have enough people being honest with
People
each
don't
other.
tell the truth. Yeah.
But why though? One thing I try my best to do is tell you the truth about everything. And even when I don't, like you asked me a question yesterday about the intention of like whatever we won't share. And my answer to you was, I don't know. I don't know yet. I need a moment to sit with that. I need a moment to, there was no attitude behind it. I'm like, why are you asking me that? Is man, that was a good question. I don't know. I don't want to lie to you. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Right? So just be, why would people not be honest with their spouse or in these relationships that they think are so important to them? What are the reasons?
I would say maybe they don't fully trust them as they should. Maybe they're not trusting them with their vulnerability. Maybe they don't trust that they would do with the information what's necessary. Or maybe they just don't want to face the reality of what it is, not being accountable and just avoiding the situation altogether, avoiding whatever the underlying thing is, just avoiding it altogether, and just, hoping as time goes on, it'll just, go away or get better, and not just being honest and facing it front face. You know what I mean? So I don't know why people aren't honest with their spouses. It's something that I never understood. To me, like, it'll always find its way out anyway. So why not just, deal with it in a positive and healthy conversation in a healthy manner? But I'm big on honesty. I don't like, one of my pet peeves is just people that are dishonest. I would distance myself from you if I know that you're just inherently dishonest, because I can't trust you. I don't know what you would do to me. I don't know what you would say about me. So it's just one of the things that I've never really.
And you've been pretty consistent with that too.
Yeah.
And I'm like the total opposite. Is like I'm almost drawn to dishonest because I'm always trying to figure out what about me said to you that you had to be dishonest. I'm always like, Melissa and I are so different in this way because I'm always trying to figure people out when she's like, I don't need to figure them out.
Yeah.
I'm taking them at face value.
Yeah, I've seen enough.
She's done that. Like, oh no, you showed me that. That's it. I'm good. And I'm always like trying to connect with her. I want to know what hurt you. I think that might be like the minister part of me. I think that might be.
So.
Yeah, but sometimes it burns me. Okay. I said to her the other day, and this goes right into what I wanted to ask you. As I said to her, I was on the phone with someone and I hung up from the phone. I said, part of me was just like, I didn't trust what that person said to me. So I said, do you think I have a trusting problem? And she said, yeah, but not in the way you think. This is how she talks to me. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I think you trust too much, actually. And I was like, she has never said that to me before. We have never had a conversation about that. But that is a part of me. Is just that I want to connect to people so bad, sometimes even at the detriment of my own heart, my own feelings. And Melissa's not like that.
I don't believe in that. I don't believe in drawing dishonest people to me. I don't like that energy around me. I'm very big on like protecting my space and my energy, my emotions. I don't want to have to like think about why you lied to me. Like that's nothing that I ever want to have to deal with. Yeah. So I'm just big on like, I guess that's what you mean when people would say they would be surprised that I'm funny and silly. But I am very, very big on like just protecting my energy and being cautious of like drawing people to me.
Yeah, and it doesn't take a lot to work Melissa up to. You know what I mean? Like it does take a lot for her to be excited or really upset about something. It has to be really something deep. Where me, a pencil out of place, and I can barely sleep at night. Yeah. And when I go to her, I'm like, well, how do you? Can you? This the other day I said, can you just show me how to ignore it? Show me how to. She's like, no, I cannot. I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know why you just can't ignore it. But I lose sleep over stuff. Yeah. And one of the funniest things about it is I could be up all night and I'll look over at her and she is gone. She is in third heaven, third sleep, and I'm peaceful. I'm tossing and turning. I think one of the things that kind of balance us out is I take on everything and she takes on nothing. And she's able to help me balance that out. So trust, I think, is what we're talking about. What are some of the other things that make a healthy marriage or relationship, or what do you think some of the other important things are?
Of course, communication, healthy communication.
I think firstly, God, right?
Yeah, of course. Well, not of course.
Like I heard the young people talking on Friday, Saved and Dating. They were really good. They did a thing like, oh, we pray together. You and I have never prayed together.
Maybe once. I think one time.
Yeah. But our union is so strong. We know each other so well. But although we don't pray together, I have seen so much God in you, in the way you live, and the way you talk, and the way you mother our children. To me, is the most astounding thing in the world. So I thought it was so interesting that you and I don't lay on the floor and with sackcloth and pray together, but we are still connected spiritually. Yeah. You know why? Because we both have made efforts to grow spiritually. Right. And I think sometimes we get lost in let's do it together, and we realize that you haven't developed apart. Right? Yeah, that's I think that makes us so strong, is you have developed your God ability, your sense of spirituality by yourself. I have definitely done the work, and we come together not to do that, and we just somehow flourish. Right. So building relationship with God, I'm not saying doing it together, but definitely making sure that you have a sincere pursuit of relationship with God is so important. Yeah. And then what was the other thing you said?
Communication.
And communication. Yeah. So go more.
Yeah, just healthy communication, because sometimes you could just talk and it comes out like barking, or you could talk and it comes out as fussing. So just knowing your partner, knowing when they like to communicate, knowing the triggers, and to try to avoid, like hitting below the belt. Just having conversations about things. Don't let things linger.
Wow, yeah, that's so good.
And just being honest up front, just talking, and it doesn't have to always be like a grievance. You know what I mean? Like, we don't always do things that we expect of each other, and that doesn't always have to be voiced. You know what I mean?
That's like, interesting. So what do you do with it if it's not voiced?
It goes back to understanding that this person was this person when I married them, and it's like, this person.
I feel like you're talking about me leaving my clothes out. I feel like that's what that.
Yeah, that'll be a great example.
I feel like that's where this was going.
Knowing that you are not the neatest.
Whoa, okay.
The neatest,
Okay.
I'll say.
All right.
And
she leaves water in the dishes.
I knew that
while
because
she's washing them.
Emel, the very first time I went to his house, I had to sit. It's not a funny story, but it's interesting. He made me sit on the steps because he had to clean his room. And when he came out of the room, the garbage bag was so big of the stuff in his room. And I was like,
do you have any proof?
If I don't have proof, it didn't happen.
There we go.
But that was who I married. I knew then, like, he's not going to keep a tidy room. I am a neat freak. And, you know, this is just going to have to be one of those things where it is what it is.
Right. But to her point is we don't argue about that.
If I have to bring that up every time, we would just be arguing all the time because it's just an everyday. And it's just like, who wants that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
do stuff too. Like,
give it to me.
I don't even want to put it on camera, but you be doing stuff too. And I'll be like, God, why she did that again? You talking to the tree? I'll be like, God, not again. I gotta deal with it. She do leave mad water in the dishes though. That do.
I do. That's funny.
If she wash the dishes, I know that I have to turn the cup over. It just be like mad water. Is everything all right? But that's small. But to your argument, to your point. Sometimes you don't have to always argue, but also part of communication that we don't talk about is not just talking, but are you taking time to listen to your spouse? Because sometimes you are so busy while they're talking, trying to
retort.
Just have a retort. You're trying to put together what you're going to say next, and you miss what your partner is bleeding about, and you don't want to miss the bleeding. Preparing a Band-Aid for your own self. You know what I mean?
That's good.
And that's what we do is, okay, I'm trying to figure out how this is going to make me feel better. But the person is talking to you and telling you why they are bleeding. Yeah. And we miss the healing of it all. Conversation, communication is healing. And I feel so guilty saying this because I do this with my wife, but there are certain areas of my life where I don't do it. And those areas of my life cause me so much grief because I just will not speak up on certain things. I'm just too afraid of what it means. When you have a powerful voice, what does it mean when you do speak up? You know what I mean? But in my marriage and in my relationships, I think Melissa is one of the most important people to me. And the other person who has become such an essential part of my life where I have to practice so much communication is Adrian. No, really. When it comes to relationships, it's not just marriage. Adrian is one of those relationships where I have to communicate, over-communicate, make sure he understands. But he has taught me a lot about that too. So communication. So God, right? Obviously, building your own relationship will strengthen your relationship with God together. Making sure you're communicating, talking, but also listening to your partner, listening to your person. What else? Have fun, man.
I was gonna, yeah.
What you gonna say?
Have fun.
What were you gonna say? How are you gonna say?
It went to like a dirty place. So. But you caught it in time to where it didn't come out dirty. See?
Don't say dirty, then touch me. Because this room will go to another direction. You understand? How about making that normal, right? Because we're a married couple. So for us to talk like that, it shouldn't be like, oh, we do not talk about sex enough in church.
That's very true.
We condemn people for having it, but we do not talk about healthy sex. That marriage, that you need to have an active sex life. Yeah. Relationships need to have active intimacy, and I'm not saying just marriage, but relationships. Yeah. If you know that you're in a mentor-son relationship, hug your mentors. Make sure they understand how much you love them. I hug my boys all the time. The other day I picked them up and we're just walking up the block. I like grab their hands and we're like all holding hands. And I know they're embarrassed, but I don't care because I would have done anything in the world to have been able to hold my father's hand. So I'm making them do that. I kiss them on their head. I kiss my girls all the time. Adrian and Malik will know. I'll hug them in a heartbeat. Caleb, I will grab them because I want them to know the understanding of healthy intimacy. Yeah. And relationships are so important with that too. Yeah. And it's so much more than being attracted. It's about being connected. And I think that's something we don't talk about enough in church. Yeah. Teaching healthy intimacy. Healthy intimacy. Yeah. Father-son intimacy. Mother-daughter intimacy. Yeah. A lot of our daughters are wounded because they just needed hugs, but they needed it 10 years ago. right? A lot of our boys are confused about their sexuality because they needed a hug, but they needed it 5 years ago,
Yeah.
and instead we were too macho to
Mhm.
grab our children. So yeah, so intimacy is something that needs to really be focused on any relationship.
Yeah.
What else?
Those are my tops. Those are the things, the elements that I really hone in on as far as my marriage and in my relationship.
Yeah. Being honest is also
Yeah,
one.
being honest.
Yeah, that one comes with communication. I think so.
Mhm.
What are some misunderstandings then about marriage?
That is boring. That is easy. Because marriage does take work.
100%. There's nothing easy about being married. I always use a saying from a movie. I'm not gonna say where the movie is from, but
Go ahead, tell him.
Nope.
It's with a great white, ain't it?
But she says, "Are you happy?" to the woman. She says, "I'm not happy all day, but I'm happy every day that I'm married."
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, "Oh my God, that is the perfect example of what healthy relationships
Yeah,
should
that's
look
something
like."
that I strive to like just maintaining a level of peace and joy, so that it's like what I said for you for your birthday speech. You know, like happiness can be fleeting. You know what I mean? Like anything could happen. You can be in a car accident, someone in your family could die, and that just changes the dynamic of your happiness. So it's like I try to strive to be peaceful and joyful. Like I said for your birthday, like I wish you a joyful birthday. I wish you a peaceful birthday because those are the things that'll sustain you even in the midst of turmoil. So I try to really like stay in a mind frame of just peace, tranquility, so that when we come home at the end of the day, it's just like I don't want to be here.
Yeah, it's a
Trying to
safe
stay
space.
out in the streets because you're trying to avoid your home. It's just like creating a safe space for us as individuals, for our children.
That's one of the things you definitely are to me. And you are such a safe space. I sometimes feel so guilty because it's like I have so much thoughts, so much things going on in my world, and I always feel like I'm just plugging it onto you and just dropping it onto you. But you really just you do such a good job at helping me sort of like conquer it and just developing a safe space for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one of the misunderstandings too about marriage is marriage has, and this is what I teach when I do marriage counseling, when I teach couples, is marriage is honestly a partnership. It is not, I am not Melissa's boss. And this is what we was taught for a long time. The man is the head of the house. That is absolutely true. But you have to take a moment to say, well, what does the head do?
Right.
The head sees, the head hears, the head thinks. Doesn't mean I'm her boss, but my responsibility is to see for my family, to hear from my family, to think ahead for my family. That's what it means by the man is the head. Melissa is not my boss. Melissa's not my boss. I am not her boss, but we are in this together. She was designed as a woman to be my helpmeet. That's scripture, right? So that's what we do. Marriage is a partnership. And the misunderstanding is she doesn't work for me. It's not her job to roll over and have sex with me whenever I want to. I'm not going to force her to have sex with me because that's rape, that's sexual assault. I don't want. I want to build relationship with my wife that she wants to open her body to me. And I know that sounds so crazy because we was told if you come home and you want a biscuit at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I think that's important. I think a lot of our generation, like millennial men, are beginning to see like my actions, my behavior, my demeanor will cause, a woman to just like, I don't have to tell her that I'm the leader by my behavior. Like you lead us in spirit and in truth. And it's just seeing that, it's just like, oh yeah, he's the leader of this house. Like you don't have to say, hey guys, I'm the leader. What I say you do. When I walk, you walk. You know what I mean? It's just like how you live your life. And you have been a testament of just live your life as a true leader. And people will follow. We will follow. Like our children know dad's going to do this. Dad's going to do that. Yeah. I know that I can come to you for whatever. You just being the man of the house is just like you said, I will acquiesce to certain, I will acquiesce. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you don't have to be forceful and all machismo about it. It's just like live a life of an example and we will follow.
Yeah.
I think that's really important.
Man, that's so good. Maybe that's what's missing is the example of manhood. Yeah. Right? Because we think manhood is banging on the table. Yeah. Manhood is having sex and you come home, you sit down and grunt and they're supposed to bring you your plate. Yeah. How about you teach men that if your wife can't cook, you cook? right?
And
What if
that's
you
been
teach
something
men?
that an element in our home. Like
Yeah,
you have taken
definitely.
on the role of being the chef of the house, and a common social media commentary is who gets the first plate, your husband or your kids, and it's like we feed our kids first.
We do.
So,
We do actually.
yeah, like our kids eat first, and it's just like, what does that mean to give your husband the plate first? Like, what does that have to do with?
Wow, that's so interesting.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't. Just live your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do what works best for you,
Yeah.
what brings peace to your whole family, your whole marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. We do feed our children first, and then I actually do your plate.
And then you do yours last, actually.
But the most important part of it is that we sit down together every night and we have dinner.
Yeah.
And we talk and we fight with them on putting their iPads on the table because sometimes they want to just like, but I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for that. You make it work. We make it work, and it feels great.
Yeah.
And
I think that's another important thing is just like make the marriage your own. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to follow the stereotypical, what do you think a marriage should be, what you saw your mom's marriage, what you saw your grandparents' marriage. It's just like make the marriage your own. Do what makes sense for you and your husband. Find out you guys' likes, dislikes, boundaries, what's gonna work. If there's children in the household, the dynamic of that is just like do what works for you.
Yeah.
Do what works for you.
And find peace and find happiness, man.
Yeah.
You do not have to be married and miserable.
Yeah.
You don't have to be connected to people who make you miserable. God has not, it's not God's desire for you to be depressed or sad. So sometimes you gotta be active about removing things in your life that cause you that type of strife.
Right.
And that's intentional.
Yeah. And you can find misery in those typical husband, wife roles of like traditional marriage. You know what I mean? Like having the women, expecting the women to be domestic, clean the house, do the laundry, wash dishes, do homework with the kids. It's just like, that's a lot for a woman.
Yeah.
Especially if she's working, you know what I mean? So it's just like finding a balance that works for you, for your wife, for your husband, because you don't want to have one party just feel like they're overworked.
Yeah, because that also limits your partner.
Yeah.
If I limit you to washing clothes and cooking, then I never know what the potential of what else you can do. Right? You were designed to help.
Right.
And like just this week, my wife has been such a help financially to me. Yo, men, stop playing. When you need help and you're married to a woman who can help, say, hey, I need help this week. Can you give me? Can you do this? I've done this. I don't have to be sad and depressed because I don't have when God has sent me a help meet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the macho side of me. I'd rather suffer, bleed, and die. No, I have help.
Yeah.
God sent me a help. Hey, babe, can you cover this for me? Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
And it's been working. That's something that's new,
Yeah.
right? I think finances has always been a really touchy space in our life,
Yeah,
but we're navigating it.
Yeah.
My last question is, how do you navigate, how do they navigate difficulties? Things that go unspoken or things that they're afraid to speak up about. How do we get through that? How do we get through it?
For me, it was just like testing the waters. It's like, wait a little bit. So like our thing was finances. We've never had like a shared bank account or anything like that. It's just like our finances has always been just something that we've never really
discussed. Yeah, it's very true.
Until recently.
Yeah.
Like maybe last year, actually.
Yeah, it's very true, actually.
Yeah.
And we're honest enough to admit that we've always kept it secret. Secret or separate? Maybe
just
not
separate.
Yeah,
because
if you ask, and then the part of me, the macho part of me, is like, even when she would ask, I'm like, what do you think my money?
It's nothing to show you.
Okay, cool. I don't need an impression of me. I don't need but that was my argument. And although it sounds like that, that's the truth. It's not a whole lot going on. It's what I get and then what I give out, and it's not a whole lot of in between. So that would become such a frustrating point to me that I never realized, hey, maybe she's asking because she wants to help. Maybe she's asking because she can do more. And that was me having to like really swallow my pride and really lean into what you were actually asking me.
Yeah. So for me, it was just like baby steps into like asking about, what do you have? What are you paying for? How much is this? How much is that? When does this come out? And it's just like, it was always short, like tomorrow. I got paid, progressive tomorrow. It's just like, that was it. And then it kind of like, gradually grows to, what's the credit looking like, that whatever. How can we navigate this? How can we get out of this? How can we look forward to, financial freedom? What are the things that it's going to require us to do? Yeah. So I think like just baby steps, into something. and just knowing if the particular difficulty is a traumatic thing for your partner,
Yeah.
because that may take a lot of, peeling away, a lot of work for that partner that's inquiring. That's going to take a lot of work, because you want to know how to approach that. You want to know how to not be aggressive in that approach. Just, so it's going to be a lot of work on both parts. Patience. Like, I'm big on patience too. Because things require patience. Like, a lot of things is just not going to be in the timing that you expect and the timing that you project. And it's just like, you just got to wait it out, do what you can in the meantime, between time, and just go with the flow. So I think patience is a big key, a big component also in marriages. But just approaching difficulties, this is going to take a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of work, a lot of inner work, and just, small steps, baby steps.
And also, I think one of the things you taught me is giving each other space. That because we're married, don't mean we have to be in each other's space all the time. There are a lot of times where I'm upstairs watching and she's downstairs watching. And as we're crossing, we're like still having conversation about whatever we're doing. Sometimes in my office, she's downstairs with the kids, with the children. So also just giving your spouse the respect of the sanity of their own space. Sometimes they just need a moment to deal with their own thoughts, deal with their own day. You're not forcing them into conversation, forcing them to spend time with you, and you can still love each other. Yeah. So yeah, all of those good things. And I want to end here, and I want to really salute you and really say thank you, because I don't think that people really recognize the sacrifice of a spouse for someone in ministry. Is you have never made it hard for me. You have always been someone that I can pour into, that I can just hug and feel safe. Like even now, right? We couldn't go out on Valentine because I have work. It's Wednesday. It's the one day I'm in the office, and it wasn't like an attitude and we can't. And oh my God, we built our life around ministry. Vacation, I had to wait to be able to go when everything was done. And you've never ever been resistant. You've never ever made it miserable for me. And I think people don't honor that. So I want to take a moment to say thank you so much for making it easy, for being my partner, for being my wife, for being my best friend, for being there for me. And I'm so excited about the release in ministry that is going to come with our marriage, because I believe that there are a lot of marriages that need help. I believe that there are a lot of marriages that need to be saved. I believe that there are a lot of young people who want to be married and they can have healthy marriages because of the example that you and I will be setting one day for them. So I'm excited. I love you so much.
I love you too.
And I like you even more. I love you, but I like you even more.
I like you.
You better like me, girl. Yeah, we love y'all so much for watching. You have any thoughts? Are you good?
I'm good.
We love y'all so much for watching. Thank y'all so much for listening, participating, all that great stuff. Like, comment, share. Let's make this a thing. Have conversations in your home. Take notes on this podcast. Go back and listen to it if you need to. Apply some of the things we said and be healed. All right. Conversation makes a difference. I love you, Pilgrim. I love those of you who are watching. See you soon.